doesn't wake you. You've been awake since 6. I make the coffee the way I learned you liked it 3 years ago, when learning you was the whole thing. You take it, you say thanks. We talk about the weather. The choreography runs without us having to think. And I can't remember when the steps became automatic, when I stopped driving in the morning and started just running the morning sequence on memory. The warmth of the habit is still there, the warmth of the thing that made the habit less clear. Habit loop, we run it every morning perfectly. The coffee, the thanks, the window, the small talk, nothing broken. The program is completely intact. I just can't remember who wrote the original code. Habit loop, I love you in the places my body knows to, but I can't locate the version of me that chose it. Daily, consciously, the way you choose things before they become something you just do. Wednesday, you did the thing that used to make me laugh. The impression, the voice, the setup, I know by heart. My face did what my face does. It laughed correctly. And somewhere behind the face I checked, is that real? Did I feel that? Or just perform it? I honestly couldn't tell from inside the loop. And I don't think the habit is nothing. Habits are made of love. I believe that they're just made of old love, solidified. And I can't tell from inside the loop whether I'm living in the love or just the shape the love left behind. Habit loop, we run it every morning perfectly. The coffee, the thanks, the window, the small talk, nothing broken. The program is completely intact. I just can't remember who wrote the original code. Habit loop, I love you in the places my body knows to, but I can't locate the version of me that chose it. Daily, consciously, the way you choose things before they become something you just do. I want to break the loop one morning, just to see what's underneath it. Whether I'd rebuild it by choice, or whether the loop is all that's left, and the choosing stopped somewhere between year 1 and now. Habit loop, habit loop, habit loop. Who wrote the code? Habit loop. I knock now, not on the door, on the conversation. I wait to be waved in before I go somewhere real. I used to walk through your thoughts without asking, the way you walk through rooms in your own house. Now I stand at the threshold and read the room, and choose the version of myself most likely to be welcome. And I built this house with you. I know where everything lives. I know which drawer sticks, which light flickers at dusk. But somewhere in the last year, I stopped living here. I started visiting and calling it the same thing. Visitor's badge, that's what I've been wearing. Signing at the front, stay in designated areas. I know this place better than anywhere I've been, and I move through it like a very familiar stranger. Visitor's badge, I help pour this foundation. I know every room from the inside, but I knock before entering anything real now. And the knocking has become the whole relationship. You asked me what was wrong last Sunday. I said nothing in the way a visitor says nothing. Complete, contained, not wanting to be a burden in a house where I don't pay the rent anymore emotionally. I used to answer that question with the full answer. Now I give the guest version and we both accept it. And I think you feel it, I think you've adjusted the way hosts adjust to a long-term guest. Comfortable but careful, warm but boundary. We both gotten very good at the visit. Neither one of us saying this isn't the same as living here. Visitor's badge, that's what I've been wearing. Signing at the front, staying designated areas. I know this place better than anywhere I've been, and I move through it like a very familiar stranger. Visitor's badge, I help pour this foundation. I know every room from the inside, but I knock before entering anything real now. And the knocking has become the whole relationship. I wanna live here again. I wanna stop signing in at the door. I just don't remember the moment I became a guest, and I don't know how to move back in without making us both acknowledge that I've been outside for a long time. Visitor's badge, very familiar stranger. Visitor's badge, knocking at the door. I think I know how long this has. I won't call it a feeling. It's more specific than a feeling, more like something you know, the way you know when fruit has one more good day left in it. You don't need to check it to know. You just reach past it for the one that's fine. And I'm not reaching past us yet. I'm still choosing us deliberately most mornings. I just know where I am in the timeline the same way. You know you're in the third act, not from the clock, from the quality of the quiet and the way certain things have started tasting slightly off. Expiration date, I haven't looked at the label. I know it's there and I know it's not far. I've been eating around the edges of it, saving the center for as long as I can. Expiration date, this is still good right now. Right now, today, this morning, it is still good. I just know the way you know things without needing to read the date out loud. You don't know that I know, or you do and you're gracious. Either way, you show up fully to every morning, and I receive that fully every morning. And I mean it when I reach back, that part is genuine. I'm just also always faintly aware of where we are in the shelf life of us. And the strange part is I don't want to accelerate it, don't want to name the date and have it become true sooner. I wanna eat the good part of the way to the end without ever having to say out loud that I knew the whole time how close we were to the last good day. Expiration date, I haven't looked at the label. I know it's there and I know it's not far. I've been eating around the edges of it, saving the center for as long as I can. Expiration date, this is still good right now. Right now, today, this morning, it is still good. I just know the way you know things without needing to read the date out loud. I love you past what's comfortable to admit, knowing what I know about the timeline. I think that's the truest version of it. Full of eyes open, choosing the center for as the center holds. Expiration date, still good right now. Expiration date, not looking at the label. I know your coffee order at 4 different places. I know the sound you make before you laugh at something. I know which shoulder you sleep on, which side you favor. I know the surface of you with absolute precision. I could describe you to a stranger in perfect detail, and none of it would tell them who you are anymore. And I don't know what you're afraid of right now. Don't know what you've been thinking about on the commute. Don't know if something shifted in you this month. I stopped asking and you stopped offering, and the inside of you became a country. I stopped having a visa to a blind spot. I can see you from every angle, but I can't see the thing behind the thing. I know your face, I know your habits and your history. I just don't know what's running underneath this year. Blind spot. I used to be the one who knew the version of you that didn't need translating. Now I'm fluent in everything you show, and illiterate in everything you are. You told me something last October, a real thing. Something about what you wanted, what you feared. I listened the right way, I said the right thing, but somewhere inside I felt myself catalog it. Instead of receiving it, filed it under noted and moved on before it could land somewhere permanent. And I think that's when the visa expired. Not a moment, not a fight, a pattern of receiving less than fully, until you stopped offering the interior things, and I stopped noticing what had gone quiet in you. Blind spot. I can see you from every angle, but I can't see the thing behind the thing. I know your face, I know your habits and your history. I just don't know what's running underneath this year. Blind spot. I used to be the one who knew the version of you that didn't need translating. Now I'm fluent in everything you show, and illiterate in everything you are. I wanna ask what I've been missing. I wanna know what moved in you while I was looking elsewhere. I just don't know how to ask without admitting how long I've been looking away. Illiterate in what you want. Stopped having the visa. I've been noticing what's mine lately, quietly, not as a plan, more like something in me started sorting things without being asked. The bookshelf, the kitchen, the specific things I brought into this, and the things we accumulated, and the things I don't remember the origin of. And I haven't told myself what the inventory is for. I'm just nothing things in case the nothing becomes useful. The lamp is mine, I know that clearly. The couch I'm less sure about. We argued over it once. These are the things I think about before I fall asleep in the life we still share. Inventory, I'm running it quietly in the background, not packing, not deciding, just nothing. What's what? The lamp, the cast iron, the boxes in the storage, the specific parts of this that belong to just me. Inventory, something in me is preparing for a possibility I haven't named out loud yet. And the preparing feels like a betrayal of the life I'm still showing up to every day. The records are complicated, we brought them together, but I know the ones you'd never actually play. I know which ones are mine and everything but ownership. I know which ones you don't love the way I love them. I've been doing this kind of sorting for a month, in the privacy of my own quiet head. And I don't know if this is wisdom or a symptom, whether the inventory is sanity or surrender, whether I'm protecting myself or dismantling something by running the math on what's mine before the math is needed. I only know that something in me started counting before I told it to. Inventory, I'm running it quietly in the background, not packing, not deciding, just noting what's worth the lamp, the cast iron, the boxes in the storage, the specific parts of this that belong to just me. Inventory, something in me is preparing for a possibility I haven't named out loud yet. And the preparing feels like a betrayal of the life I'm still showing up to every day. The thing I can't inventory is the stuff we made together, the language, the jokes, the way I sleep now, the version of myself that learned to exist in this apartment. I don't know where that goes on the spreadsheet of what belongs to who. Inventory, what's what? Inventory, what belongs to who? You went away for 4 days in November, worked in conference somewhere cold, and I thought, here it is. Now I'll know if the absence feels like relief or like losing. I made plans with myself, I had the full space, and I watched myself from a slight distance to see what I'd feel. And the answer was nothing particularly specific, not lighter, not heavier, just a different quiet. The same life in a larger room, which should mean something, but I'm not sure which thing. Test drive, I took us out without you in it for days, to see what the engine sounds like alone. I thought I'd feel the absence like a missing piece. I felt the absence like a rearranged room. Test drive, I expected devastation or relief. The thing that came was this flat, even hum, which is worse than either answer I was hoping for, because hum doesn't tell you anything. You came back Thursday late, I heard your keys, and my body did the thing it always does, registered you, the warmth of someone known entering a space. And I thought, that's still there, that's something, but I wasn't sure if it was love, or just the animal comfort of a familiar sound in the dark. And I couldn't tell you what the 4 days meant, whether they meant I need you or I've adjusted, whether the hum is peace or just absence of signal. The test drive didn't give me the answer, it just gave me a longer list of questions I don't know how to ask you. Test drive, I took us out without you in it for days, to see what the engine sounds like alone. I thought I'd feel the absence like a missing piece. I felt the absence like a rearranged room. Test drive, I expected devastation or relief. The thing that came was this flat, which is worse than either answer I was hoping for, because doesn't tell you anything. I think the thing I'm most afraid of is that 4 days became 5, became a month, and the stayed exactly the same. And I never missed you enough to know if that means I still love you, or if I've forgotten what missing actually feels like. Test drive, test drive, but didn't tell me anything. Test drive. I bought you cereal again on Wednesday, the one in the blue box that only you eat. I bought it every week for 3 years without thinking. This week I thought about it in the aisle and put it in the cart anyway, because not buying it felt like a decision I wasn't ready to make. And there's a whole section of the cart that's just yours. The soap, the brand of sparkling water, the crackers. I don't like any of it, I've never liked any of it. I just know where it lives in the store better than I know where I am sometimes. Grocery run, I still shop for 2, still navigate the store the way we mapped it. You're half of the cart sitting full and habitual, as if the wanting is still there in the aisle. Grocery run, I get to the register and see it, all the evidence of a person I'm still feeding, who hasn't stopped being mine in any of the ways that show up in a shopping cart. I stood in front of the yogurt for a full minute, the one you switched to in June, the specific flavor. I thought, do I still buy this? Do I stop now? What does stopping mean about what I think is happening? I bought it, I didn't want to have that answer yet. The yogurt made it to the fridge and I didn't touch it. And the fridge is a kind of inventory of us, the things we've accumulated, the preferences filed. I could read a whole history in the condiment shelf, the brands we compromised on, the ones we never did. It's the most honest account of what we are, and I can't bring myself to audit it. Grocery run, I still shop for 2, still navigate the store the way we mapped it. You're half of the cart sitting full and habitual, as if the wanting is still there in the aisle. Grocery run, I get to the register and see it, all the evidence of a person I'm still feeding, who hasn't stopped being mine in any other ways that show up in a shopping cart. I'll stop buying the cereal eventually when I've decided something that lets me stop. Until then I'll find it in the cart at the register and not quite be able to explain it, and that will be true enough. Grocery run, still shopping for 2. Grocery run, not ready to stop. The revision. I've been going back to the beginning lately. The restaurant I hosted, the 3rd date, October rain. Trying to find the sentence I must have misread. It made me think this was going somewhere it wasn't. I replay it with different emphasis, the pauses, the look, trying to find where the story always meant to end here. And I keep revising the origin, adding the signs I must have missed, making the present tense make sense by adjusting what I thought the past tense said. The revision, keep going back and rewriting this, looking for the version where this was always the ending, where the rain unhosted was a warning I chose to love, where the pauses meant something I declined to hear. The revision, it's easier to make the past agree than to hold both things true at once. That it was real and it still ended here, that I read it right and it still came to this. The problem with the revision is I remember it clearly. I remember the rain and I remember choosing hope. I remember reading the signs and deciding not those signs, deciding I had evidence for a different interpretation. The reading wasn't wrong, the story just changed somewhere after the part I keep returning to. And the honest version, the one I don't want, is that there are no missed signs to find, that I read it correctly, it was good and now it's different. No amount of revision makes the good part responsible for the different part. They're just both true. The revision, keep going back and rewriting us, looking for the version where this was always the ending, where the rain unhosted was a warning I chose to love, where the pauses meant something I declined to hear. The revision, it's easier to make the past agree than to hold both things true at once. That it was real and it still ended here, that I read it right and it still came to this. I think I'm revising because a story that was always gonna end here is easier to grieve than a story that was good and became something else without permission. The first one is fate, the second one is just lost. The revision, making the past agree. The revision, all things true. The revision. I've been waiting for you to say it first, the thing that will let me say the thing. I've had my version rehearsed since February, but I can't deliver it without the cue. So I wait, patient, ready, not moving for a signal I'm not sure you're gonna send. And it's not that I'm afraid of the ending, it's that I can't authorize it unilaterally. Something in me requires the receipt, needs the other signature before I can file it. Needs to know you saw it too before I can say, yes, I saw it, I knew it, I'm letting go. Permission slip, I've been waiting for you to sign it, the release that lets me release. I've been packed and ready at the door for months, but I can't walk out without the okay. Permission slip, I know that doesn't make sense, I know I don't technically need it, but I've been standing in the hallway waiting for you to tell me it's alright to leave. You've given me almost openings 3 separate times, moments that could have been the moment you let them close. I watched each one fall back into regular conversation, like you decided at the last second not to go there. And I followed your lead, because I always follow your lead, into silence, into the next ordinary thing. And maybe you're waiting for me to say it first, reverse. Maybe we're both standing in the hallway, both packed, both ready, both waiting for the other one to open the door, and neither one of us willing to be the one who opens. Permission slip. I've been waiting for you to sign it, the release that lets me release. I've been packed and ready at the door for months, but I can't walk out without the okay. Permission slip, I know that doesn't make sense. I know I don't technically need it, but I've been standing in the hallway waiting for you to tell me it's alright to leave. The truth is, I'm afraid that if I say it first, you'll be relieved, and the relief will hurt more than anything else, because then I'll know we were both standing here waiting in the same hallway for the same door to open. Permission slip, waiting to be released. Slip. Permission slip. Yeah. Your knee was against mine for the whole flight. 6 hours, 35,000 feet. Neither one of us moved, not away, not toward. Just that specific pressure, that specific warmth. The exact amount of contact we've calibrated to, without either of us deciding to calibrate it. And I thought about how long we've been adjacent, how good we've gotten at the physical closeness that contains exactly no more than it shows. Touch without reaching, contact without arrival, the most precise distance two people can maintain and still be technically in the same seat. Adjacent, that's the word I use now. Same road, same altitude, same destination. Close enough that strangers would read us as one thing. Empty enough that we can feel the space between us. Adjacent, I know the heat of you, the weight of you. I know which way you lean when the turbulence comes. I just don't know what you're seeing out the window, and I stopped asking somewhere over the Atlantic. We slept for 2 hours in the same angle of descent. Your head almost on my shoulder, almost not quite. The almost has been the unit of measurement lately. Almost touching, almost asking, almost the conversation. We do the almost so naturally, I sometimes forget we're doing. And adjacent is not absence, I wanna be clear. Adjacent is still choosing, still present. I'm still here, your knee is still here. We still land together, we still share the cab. I just can't get past the word adjacent. Not inside, not quite the same country. Adjacent, that's the word I'd use now. Same road, same altitude, same destination. Close enough that strangers would read us as one thing. Empty enough that we can feel the space between us. Adjacent, I know the heat of you, the weight of you. I know which way you lean when the turbulence comes. I just don't know what you're seeing out the window, and I stopped asking somewhere over the Atlantic. I wanna cross the border, I wanna open the thing I've been keeping at contact distance. I wanna be inside your country again, not just your airspace, not just adjacent. But I don't have the papers anymore, and I don't know when I let them expire. Adjacent.